ADC presidential candidate in 2023, Dumebi Kachikwu, has accused unnamed politicians in the opposition coalition of trying to hijack the African Democratic Congress through financial inducements. Speaking in Abuja, he claimed that some ADC state chairmen were being offered up to 20 million naira to resign, calling the attempt a corrupt scheme by desperate political actors to take over the party structure by force rather than principle. Kachuku dismissed reports that ADC was aligning with a national opposition coalition, warning Nigerians not to be deceived. He described ongoing defections and staged events as a facade, alleging that poor citizens were being paid to pose as decampees. He insisted that even if chairmen were bribed to step down, the party's constitution does not permit outsiders to assume leadership through backdoor arrangements. He also took aim at former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, accusing him of orchestrating the coalition for selfish gain and refusing to support equitable power rotation. Kachuku argues that Atiku's past actions contributed to the disintegration of the PDP and challenged him to publicly endorse a southern presidency in 2027. The ADC is not for sale, Kachuku declared, affirming the party's commitment to new leadership and fresh ideas. Ugochukwu, as I was reading this story, you were nodding your head. I am interested to know why you're still nodding your head.
Laurentia,
I'm interested to know
political interesting times awaits
very
us.
Much.
Awaits us, and the only year I pity as an orphan is 2026. I don't know how many times, Laurentia, you have had people mention 2026 or the developmental strides they want to make in 2026. So, but 2027 has taken the front burner. As we also see, we saw lawmakers in Kebbi State, Laurentia, that left their constituency mandates. They have not finished their constituency oversight functions and their legislative activity for 2025 legislative year. They didn't talk about 2026 and even the budget of the state that will improve the life of the people, and they took a leap to 2027 where they are now projecting a helping hand to the sitting president to clinch second tenure. What a pity. So Kachuku, like it or hate him, he is now that obstruction that is between or awaiting Atiku and his co-travelers to surmount. He is an obstacle that you can negate, and he is coming from the point of knowledge, having been, despite the fact that he was not on the ballot in the last election, but having been, considered the flag bearer of ADC, he is a strong voice and he is a figure in ADC. You can't wish that away. So for those people to have a coalition arrangement without factoring him into what they are doing is going to cause them a lot of headache. Perhaps even if he cannot do anything, like in our local parlance, we say if you cannot bite, if you cannot fight and cannot bite, you can throw sand on at your opponent. At least the person will be covering his face for the sand not to enter into his or her eyes. So that is what Kachuku is doing now. He has consulted himself, but I also want to say that allegedly the piper he's dancing or he's blowing is being played somewhere, because he cannot come out from the blues. Even this one that Atiku has stayed put in Nigeria after the 2020 general election, he didn't relocate to his maternal home. Is it Dubai or UAE? Where he always runs. If they're pushing him from his father's house, which is Nigeria, he runs to his maternal home, which is Dubai. That I know that Atiku, that I know, I've studied over time, will not build a coalition and leave it for another person to inherit. And this is not the first time Kachuku is sounding it openly to Atiku as how do you put it, as a challenge. He's daring Atiku to say that ADC, even when the interim national chairman of ADC, Senator David Mark, was asked, how are you going to arrange the presidential ticket? He said that everybody is free to contest. And you know that the contest we know in Nigeria about primary elections is always monetized. So for Kachuku to say that, let Atiku and the ADC come out and tell us that Obi is there, Amechi is there, let them say we are moving it to the south. And even Kachuku himself can come in and try his hands. Who said he is not a bona fide member of ADC? That you have formed a coalition doesn't mean that you're pushing every other member out and denying them their own party constitutional rights. So nobody now is factoring Kachuku in the picture. That is why he's aggrieved and he's well within his right. So, but to say that people are being, the state chairman and some chairmen are being bribed 20 million. 20 million is nothing is not a huge amount of money in the Nigerian political circle. If you know, bribe to be delegates in even governorship elections, you will marvel. So he's neither here nor there. Hence he cannot substantiate his claim. But in our own political thinking and what we see play around the political atmosphere and space in Nigeria, you cannot say it's a lie. But hence he doesn't have any, he has not showed us any evidence.
The evidence of proof.
Of proof, yes, is on him to now, because having been a personality and the political figure in ADC.
He has contested before, so he knows.
And and not even the tricks now. I've said about the tricks in the larger political circle in Nigeria. But having been a member of this particular, he has known those chairmen. He has worked with them, even from his own word. If he doesn't have a national spread, he's coming from a state, and he's in tune with his state party chairman and the boards. And even his own locality, his ward and his local government, he should go and obtain evidence from them and to come and present to us and say that I have alleged that these people are paying 20 million to people to resign their positions and hand over to those decoys that they are bringing in that are going in there without national convention.
All right.
Then we now believe. And finally, Laurentia, on this, he himself, who is Kachuku, will also do us the onus of substantiating what I told you off camera last week, that I read where Joy Bokwe said that the greatest beneficiary of the AD is Raf Mosu, because we could see we could see the back and forth in NMPC and NMPP, the Kwankwaso party, what the arrangement he had with Nebue, is it? Am I right? Is it Nebue and Nebelu? Nebue, for him to hand him over the structure of the party. Money must have exchanged hands. Then maybe we are not hearing the voice of Raf now, because maybe the arrangement favored him overly.
He has stepped down for
I know. No, the arrangement favored him because he could not have.
It was the faction, it was Raf that, you know, had that dealing or the arrangement with. It wasn't. Now, Kachuku is a part of the neck.
That's what I'm saying.
And they are saying that their faction.
We are not carried along.
That they are not aware
of what has
happened. However, Raf Wosu, who is the founder of the party and has been the national chairman, is, well, probably he's laying claim that it's his party and he can do it the
way he pleases.
But then there are constitutions that also
to be followed
from doing some things. But then interesting times ahead,
unilaterally.
we'll see how the ADC...
but what I'm saying is that let him, Kachuku, also bring to the fore the agreement that Nwosu
I don't think he will bring it to the
for him.
Litigation.
Litigation will now force his hand.
He's not going to bring it to the public.
Force his hand in order to come and give us what transpired. For him to now negate them in order to have a parallel arrangement with those people, and how much he has cashed out or in.
Well, that's an allegation.
That's what I said.
Why you're saying he has not? Yeah, you say he cannot. Kachuku cannot substantiate that, and at the same time, you are now alleging that you're doing the same thing Kachuku did.